DJ Cool Things special presentation.
Yeah, the brand new Pioneer DDJ SR2 DJ controller. So let's stick it like this, prop it up. Well, first we need to cut open the tape for the SR2, my first ever professional controller. Just slightly cut the tape that's holding the cover into place, or the thing into place to open it up. Oh, yeah. Hope you guys can see me better. The Pioneer DDJ SR2 controller. Sweet. But at least I get to play with it for a little bit and mess around with it. But take the styrofoam off. Unwrap the styrofoam covering on the Pioneer DDJ SR2. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the new Pioneer DDJ SR2. That looks sick. Oh man. This is awesome. See, DDJ SR2 Performance DJ Controller for Serato DJ Pro. Oh man, this is neat. Alright YouTube, here we are exactly a year later. June 27th, 2020. Exactly 1 year after I bought my precious DDJ SR2 controller. This is my dream controller. And this thing has been through a lot in the last year. I mean, our first DJ gig with this controller was the fall kickoff of 2019. And I've had my other gigs since then. So from that gig on, I've been using this controller, the Pioneer DJ SR2. And I actually remember the day I got this thing. I was so excited to get this controller. I was waiting on it and waiting on it and waiting on it and waiting on it. And, then finally I actually saw it over by our garage. And when I unboxed this thing, it was amazing. So I'm going to show you the actual controller right now. Here is my controller, the Pioneer DDJ SR2. And as you probably see, this thing has been used quite a lot in the last year. I mean, this thing will have to be fixed. This knob needs to be fixed because it's broken on the inside. And this browse knob needs to be tightened up a little bit because it's too loose. And of course you got some dents inside the jog wheel, but that doesn't really matter, it still works. So this is my Pioneer DJ SR2. And as you can see, it's in its brand new home, my Pro X XS DJ SR2 flight case. And it's all plugged in into this flight case, making it easy for me, and yeah, very easy for me to use, and it's pretty amazing. See, I can use it with ease, as you probably see right in my flight case. I just love this controller. I love everything about it. But I think we're gonna bring you guys back up so I can tell you guys what I experienced with this controller over the last year. Alright, it's time that we talk about some of the gig logs that we did with this controller since July of 2019. So the first DJ gig I did with this controller was the Beach Church Fall Kickoff, and that was in August of 2019. We also had the Beach Church Parents Night Out dance party. That was the Special Needs Ministries Fall Kickoff, where I got to play a lot of really great music. I used it at Ocean Bay Elementary School. I used it at my cousin Olivia's house for her 15th birthday party. I used it at the Parents Night Out Halloween party back in October. I used it at a lot of game Sundays. I used this at a 25th anniversary party, which went really well. Especially with the wireless mics. That was my first gig with the Toner TW820s, where I would plug it right into this microphone input and they sounded crystal clear. The Tribal Wars Family Night, definitely, because the Tribal Wars Family Night was awesome. That was the largest amount of people I ever DJ'd for, you know, up until that date. And of course, there's the Adventure Beach family Christmas party and the student ministry Christmas party, the kids ministry Christmas party, my family's own New Year's Eve party. Oh man, this is a very special gig right here with the SR2. A Beauty and Her Beast Daddy-Daughter Dance. Oh man. And of course, 4th of July. We used it at countless different DJ gigs with this controller. So we used it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 gig logs were done with this Pioneer DDJ SR2, and after using it for about a year, I'm really impressed. It's very easy to use. It's, you know, it feels professional. It has some of the professional effects like the low and high pass filter and some of the crossfader effects here on the top, and got a needle search to get to a certain point of the song. And I kind of like how it has lights. When you turn it on, when you go to the crossfader, it'll show you which deck you're on, so you don't, you know, accidentally hit the wrong deck and stop the song that you're currently playing. And of course, you got the cues, you got the sample volume, you got your headphones, your booth, which has a booth output to connect to a booth speaker, and of course your master level. It's got your trim, your high, mids, and lows, as well as the low and high pass filter. It's got the Serato pitch in time, which means when you press key sync, it'll match up your keys for you, so it'll match up and sound harmonically correct. And it's got key shift. The key shift is, you know, trying to match up the keys. So the key shift is basically your pitch, high and low. So you got the higher the key, the higher the pitch. And of course you press key sync and it'll sync up the key of the current playing song to the song that you're about to play. It's got the reset, which means you can reset it to its original key. But the key sync is just amazing for mixing elements and trying to match them up harmonically. If they're not harmonically correct, you can key sync. It'll sync up the keys. On the back here, you got your booth. You got your RCAs. There's 2 inputs and 1 output. You got your XLR, your microphone input, your USB, your power on and off switch. So right here you got booth, RCA master out, XLR master out, 2 inputs for the DVS support, so it does come with DVS. You can hook up your turntables or CDJs to this thing. And you can also plug in an external device, like an iPhone or iPod or whatever, and, you know, hook it directly into your controller. That is absolutely amazing. So either channel 1 or channel 2 can be used for your external devices, like your iPhones, your iPads, your smartphones, tablets, a secondary laptop, whether it's a Mac or a PC. The inputs can be for that. Just go to line instead of phono. But they can also be used for the turntables and CDJs. And then right here you got your microphone input for connecting wired mics, or connecting your wireless mics, like my Toner TW820s, and they sound crystal clear. Like moving up and down your level, your microphone level, it'll sound crystal clear. And of course you got your USB for connecting to your laptop, because it is a controller, gonna have a USB. And of course you get your DC input to make the LEDs brighter and to use it as an external mixer if something does go wrong. So that's what's really cool about these type of controllers, is that it has an external mixer built into it, so you don't have to use a separate mixer, but you can use a separate mixer, you know, if something does go wrong. You can use the SR2 as a mixer and just control your volume of your external devices, which I think is really cool. And I kind of like its new home, the Pro X XS DDJ SR2 Flight Case, the Honeycomb Edition. So here's where we are a year later, and it's been used quite a lot, as you guys know from the gig logs. So I'm going to recount all of the gig logs that we've had with this Pioneer DDJ SR2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 DJ gig logs with this Pioneer DDJ SR2, but it has been used as a practice controller because it's my only controller. Before, my practice controller was the Newmark Party Mix, and then I gave that to my cousin because, you know, I was outgrowing it. And I've been using this thing for a lot of live streams. I've been using it for pretty much all of my DJ related videos and stuff, so it's been a great controller. And it's also got the tempo range, which is your key lock, and you know, no matter how fast or slow you move up your tempo, the key remains the same. I kind of like that. You got your hot cues, your roll, slicer, your samples, and it's amazing. You get your nice jog wheels. They feel really, really nice, very comfortable when I'm using, you know, when I'm scratching. It feels very comfortable. You got the slip, and your slip mode as well as your vinyl mode. So slip mode, you press shift and you would hold, you know, you press slip mode and then press shift and then go back to vinyl mode to create that wiki wiki. And of course the slip mode is basically using like a CDJ. And you got your grid features here, like your adjust and your slide, which I never had to use. And this beats, which I think is really neat. And of course you got your effects assigned, which is channel 1 or channel 2. And I kind of like that. You got your panel button, I don't know what that does. Your play pause, your cue, your sync button, which I never use because I like to beat match by ear. And I also can look at the screen of my laptop and I can see the beats per minute to see if it's matched up or not. But I guess sync is really good for those beats per, you know, BPMs that are too hard to match. You just press sync and it will match up the key and the beats per minute to the current playing song, which I think is really, really neat. So, I mean, it feels really, really nice. You got your parameter buttons and your loops for you to create different loops. It's all controlled by the Serato DJ Pro software. So, yeah, I think that's basically the full tour, where you got your deck 1 and deck 2 with your effects, your needle search, your tempo, slider, your jog wheel, your hot cues, roll, slicer, and sampler, as well as your pads, which feel really, really nice. Get the play pause button, the cue button, the sync button, the shift button, the same thing on both decks. And of course you got your selector for deck 1, deck 3, so this can do 4 deck mixing, but you have to have a special skill to mix 4 decks on a 2-deck controller. And phono and line, so phono/line is for your controller, it's for your CDJs as well as your turntables. So if I wanted to, I can actually connect a turntable, my Newmark TT-USB turntable, and plug it into there and go to phono. It will sound amazingly well. And of course you got your deck 1 deck 2, deck 3, deck 4. So the left deck is deck 1 and deck 3 if you're doing 4-channel, 4-deck mixing. And then this one is 2 and 4, which I think is really neat. Of course, both of them have their own phono/line inputs for CDJs, turntables, or your external devices for for playing background music, which I think is really cool. That's part for wedding DJs for playing cocktail hour music. You can play your cocktail hour/dinner music through the phono inputs, the phono/line inputs on the DDJ SR2 if you have the DDJ SR2. It's a great controller. And the sound quality that comes out of this thing is amazing. I really, really love the sound quality that comes out of this DDJ SR2. Especially with XLR and RCA, which has to get fixed. The RCA master output will have to be fixed because it only works on one channel. I've been using XLR, and the XLR sounds amazing. I'm really impressed with the master outs, whether it's RCA or XLR. It sounds fantastic. I'm really impressed. So it's been a great controller, and it's been a good DJ controller for my DJ gigs, for practicing, for doing live streaming. It's been through a lot. It's been through a lot. And of course you got a censor button. That's another thing. The censor button. Oh man, the censor. That means if you have explicit lyrics and you're not allowed to play explicit content, you press the censor button, it will rewind itself and skip over that, that word, which I think is really cool for certain mixing. And of course you get your knobs, you get your browse knob as well as your load buttons to load a song into each deck, whether it's deck 1 or deck 2, deck 3 or deck 4. And it works super well. So this comes with full Serato DJ Pro, which why I love this SR2. It comes with my favorite DJ software, Serato DJ Pro. And I was really impressed with the software. I've never had a single problem with Serato. In the last year I've been using it, well, last couple of years I've been using it because I've been using Serato DJ Lite with with the Newmark Party Mix. So with the Newmark Party Mix I use Serato DJ Lite, and with the SR2 I have Serato DJ Pro. And I'm actually really impressed with this controller. So that's where we are a year later after getting this DDJ SR2 on July 27th, 2019. Here we are on July 27th, 2020, exactly 1 year later. And I cannot wait for some more DJ gigs and more playing around with this thing as time progresses. So I do not regret purchasing this controller. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a brand new video. Until next time, DJ Cool Thing out. Peace.